All right, we in Galatians, was in Galatians, the 5th chapter, and we were dealing with the fruits of the Spirit, because we had dealt with, like I said, your assignment is to look up all those words pertaining to the works of the flesh. Now, verse 22 of Galatians 5th chapter says, but the fruit of the Spirit is love. So we went to 2 John, the 6th verse, to define love. So 2 John, the 6th verse says, and this is love, that we walk after his commandments. This is a commandment that ye have heard from the beginning. You should walk in it. So Master Shai told us in St. John 14 and 15, if you love me, keep my commandments, right? In 1 John 5 and 3, it says, but this is love, this is the love of the Most High, that we keep his commandments. And his commandments are not grievous. So how the preacher's going to say we don't have to keep the commandments when he say, but this is the love of the Most High. So he's telling you not to love the Most High. Because if you don't keep his commandments, you can't say you love him. He took the time to give us 613 laws, y'all. He did it with his finger. The work of the Most High. But this is the love of the Most High, that we keep his commandments. And his commandments are not grievous. So that's the first thing it says as far as the fruit of the Spirit is love, keeping of the Most High's commandments, joy. When you keep the commandments, you have joy, peace, long-suffering, gentleness, goodness, faith, meekness, humility, temperance. Against such there is no law. Because you're doing what you both sides say we're supposed to be doing. The first thing he said was love is what? Keeping the commandments. Why you got to be reminded of the commandments when you've been taught the commandments and you operating in the Most High's commandments or laws? And they that are MASHAYACH, everybody's not, have crucified the flesh with the effects and lusts. You got rid of them. You changed. Crucified means you got rid of it. You changed for a better life. If we live in the Spirit, we keep the Most High's commandments, his laws, let us also walk in the Spirit. Walk in his laws, statute, commandments, to be in the Spirit with the Most High. Remember, the Most High is a Spirit. They that worship him must worship him out in spirit and in truth. Here it is, but the fruit of the Spirit is the Spirit right here. Love, verse 22, keeping of the Most High's commandments. If we live in the Spirit, let us also walk in the Spirit. In keeping the Most High's commandments. Let us not be desirous of vainglory. Don't be desirous of being somebody in hell. That's vainglory. Unless you know you more important than the Most High. People exalt you more than they do the Most High. Be able to think upon into the hands of living power, whose name is just. Let us not be desirous of vainglory, provoking one another, envying one another. That's a hell of a disease that's upon our people. Provoking one another and envying somebody. Why you envy somebody? Man, you better be glad. Like I said, I'll be glad to be the little toenail on the body of a MASHAYACH to make it to the kingdom. That just started to grow in, whatever. Don't matter, man. Vainglory. Want to be somebody in hell. Deceiving your own self. So like, we've been looking at, don't let no temptation take you off your course in going toward the kingdom. And nobody, no matter how they come, stay focused on what you got to be focused on. And that is the kingdom. And with that, I hope this was edifying. A lot more I can bring, but due to this time constraint, I'm going to stop here and say, Crumb Most High, power of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, Jacob being the forefather of the 12 tribes of Israel. Crumb, MASHAYACH YAHAWASHI, sitting on the right hand side of the Most High, got to rise. Most High tell him to rise, to come and judge and make war, and Crumb Yasharala. And with that, I'm out. Shalom.